Hello and welcome back everyone to the video series dedication show on CBS that is Danger Close to the Finals. That's right, we're talking about The Challenge USA Season 2, Episode 11. Episode 11. We go from 12 contestants to 11, and TJ keeps on saying that we are danger close to the finals, but not close enough as we get through one elimination, and we know that there's at least one more elimination coming in for next week. But we'll get into all of that. Let's start off where last episode left off, and that was the double elimination where we got Wes and Alyssa S eliminated from the season and coming back to the challenge house. Chris and Cassie are happy to a certain extent. Chris is happy that Wes is out of here because that was somebody against him, as well as now he can fully focus on the two players who he feels are the biggest threats to his game at this moment, which is Fessel and Tyler. Cassidy feels that she can't trust anyone, that she was kind of blindsided by her own Survivor Alliance, and now she has to look out for herself and herself only. And Tyler feels a little bit sad that Alyssa S was eliminated, but happy that they had that journey together and that bonding time together. And now he can kind of focus on his own game. Then we see some conversations with Cory and Michaela, and Cory has a plan. He wants the A team for the finals. He feels like he's playing a really solid game, which he is. His social game is impeccable this season, but he feels like he wants the A team in the finals, meaning he wants Tori, Michaela, Desi, and Chanel, all strong women, in the finals to help him run those finals. So those four players is who he's aligned with, who he wants to keep safe, and they can keep him safe, vice versa. As well as in this moment, we see Cory having a phone call from home. It instantly rings alarm bells. Either he's going into elimination or he's going to win the daily challenge. Speaking of the daily challenge, this is when everybody dons their challenge gear, meet up with TJ in this field for this week's daily challenge called Slippery Business. This daily challenge is really quite simple. Oil yourself up, wrestle each other until one man and one woman is left standing in the ring in their respective heats. Those two players will be the power couple, the power duo, and they will be safe and get to nominate two people for possibly going into the elimination. Now the challenge is no stranger to having their competitors oil themselves up and wrestle each other, as this is very reminiscent to a daily challenge that happened on season 23, Battle of the Seasons 2012, except the difference here is that everybody would be wrestling each other all at once, where on Battle of the Seasons, they wrestled each other one-on-one. Now, the men are up first, and I think that there was some predictability and unpredictability in this heat, as the predictability part was the elimination order, especially with everybody going after Chris at first, making sure he did not win. Then, at a certain point, Fessel was just like making people wrestle each other. It was kind of weird. Everybody just went along with it because Fessel was the tallest guy there. After Chris was eliminated, Fessel was just like, bananas, Tyler, you wrestle each other. I want to see this. I want to see this matchup, which I think was actually pretty decently matched between Tyler and Bananas to wrestle each other. It ultimately ends with both of them being eliminated together. Then Cory and Josh started wrestling each other, with Fessel just kind of pushing on Josh's butt to move them closer to the edge of the ring, which then Cory was able to get Josh's hand outside the ring, eliminating him. Everybody thought Fessel was going to win this thing, but Cory was able to get the better of Fessel and win this competition, finally get an individual win. And so late in the game, this was big for Cory's game. He wins, gets power, gets safety, and then we move on to the women's heat, which was a lot scrappier, a lot more unpredictable. Everybody was going out. I mean, these women were kicking each other, pushing each other in the face, really going after each other. Tori was instantly ganged up on. She was the first out. Then Michelle was the next one to be eliminated. Cassidy really fought hard. I mean, Cassidy was getting it from all angles, but then when Michelle was eliminated, everybody was just standing there. But then Desi was like, okay, I'm about to get her out. And that's when Desi and Cassidy were going after each other. And then Michaela took a page out of Fessel's book and started just pushing both of them closer to the edge of the ring, where it ultimately led to both Desi and Cassidy being eliminated at the exact same time, leaving a one-on-one matchup with Chanel and Michaela. Chanel has come up short multiple times in the past 2 daily challenges. And I think she was taking all of that frustration out in this ring. And Michaela was coming in very focused, very heated. I don't even think she saw like friendship. She just saw, I'm in a ring, I'm competing, I'm taking you out. I don't even care who you are, I'm taking you out. It was so epic to have them doing these intricate moves. One person would get into a hold and then the other person would slip out, do these moves, and then it started raining and it ended with Michaela getting the win over Chanel, getting her second individual daily win in a row. Cory and Michaela, one into power, one into safety, and coming back to the challenge house, Michaela still wants to go after Tori. People are thinking that we are so close to the final. This could be the last elimination for either the men or the women. Back in the Challenge USA Season 1, 10 players made it to the finals, 5 men and 5 women. If that's the same thing here, then people are thinking, okay, we have 6 men and 6 women. Whoever goes into the next elimination, that could be the final one for either the men or the women. And that means I'm punching my ticket to the finals. Michaela's thinking, I've won the best daily challenge then. If we can get this to be a woman's day and get a huge target and threat out of the game, like Tori, this would be the best option. However, Chanel and Desi are still not liking this plan because if Tori is nominated, that leaves the whole house thinking maybe that they would send either of them in to take on Tori since they would be the best options to go against her. So Desi and Chanel talk to Michaela going, this is not the right plan. Tori should not be nominated, and we know that Cory will not want to go for Tori being nominated anyways because he's trying to keep his foursome safe heading into the finals. Going into the nominations, Michaela and Cory are both smiling, and that quickly dissolves when Michaela brings up Tori's name. Cory tells Michaela, I don't want to target Tori. She's looking out for me. She could win the next daily. Keep me completely safe. And Michaela then asks, well, who do you want to send in? And Cory says, Cassidy. This nomination ceremony just snowballs because Cory wants to keep things completely safe. He wants to take out Tyler. He wants to put up Cassidy. And Michaela's like, what is this plan? Now, later on, there will be a conversation between Cassidy and Michaela where Cassidy says that Michaela doesn't play with emotions and she plays very logical. I don't think that's negative in any way. I think that's actually pretty accurate, and I think that's a good way to possibly play these games. And so when Cory is just saying, I would like to put up Tyler and Cassidy, to Michaela, she doesn't see the logic in that. If this could possibly be the last elimination for either the men or the women, possibly. There could be more eliminations going on. I'm just saying that's what the people are thinking in the house. If this is possibly the last elimination for either side, why put up those 2 players when you could put up anybody you want and possibly really make this a big thing and take a swing for the fences to help better yourself if, say, you take out a Johnny Bananas or you take out a Tori. Michaela reluctantly makes what she says is a dumb move. Michaela will pick the guy. Cory can pick the woman. The nominations are Cassidy and Tyler. Upon hearing that they were nominated, Tyler is not surprised. Cassie is not surprised. She's more upset than shocked. Like, she is just angry. Cory takes the conversations that were had at the nomination ceremony and tells Tori, hey, Michaela was really pushing your name hard. They want you to be nominated and sent into elimination. Tori is frustrated. She says that she actually went and talked to Michaela after what Cory had said, but they did not show that, at least in this episode. But Tori is upset because they had this plan, but hearing that she was the main target for Michaela, she's like, what the heck is going on? Let's switch it up on her. And let's push it to be a guy's day. Now, for a very brief moment, we stick a pin in the game and have a nice house party. Everybody's dancing around, wearing MTV shirts. There's some kissing going on. There's whatever this is happening. And then we see more game talk. And this time we see Josh having a conversation with Bananas, Fessel, and Cory, gathering the troops to say, hey, let's make this a guy's day and put all of our votes on Chris. Did we really need this scene, CBS? Like, honestly, you could have taken this scene out and then showed the votes, and nobody would be surprised. Of course, when Tyler is nominated, who else would they vote for? They would vote for Chris. So I just find this funny that they're like, oh yeah, let's put all of our votes on Chris. This is such a good plan. Mastermind plan. I'm glad we made it a priority to show this scene that we knew that everybody on the guy side was going to vote for Chris anyways. We go to an argument between Cassidy and Michaela. Cassidy is, of course, frustrated, and Michaela is in power, and she nominated her. So Cassidy is calling Michaela scared for playing this game the way she is, and calling her calculated and too logical, and playing with no emotions. It ultimately ends with Michaela walking away, putting up her hand, being like, I don't need this. I'm in power. I'm safe. You're just angry. You're not safe. The next day, Michaela and Chris talk with each other. Chris, vote for a woman, make it a girl's day, and I'll have your back for the next guy's day. The Secret Garden get together with Michelle and Chris and all agree that they will put all of their votes on Tori. Granted, it's not going to be the majority because a lot of people are going to vote for Chris, but hey, put 4 votes and we can make it a 50-50 draw in the hopper. Everybody in the room seems to agree. That is until we get to the secret voting, where we see Chris get votes from Tori, Cassidy, and Josh. Tori gets votes from Desi, Chris, and Chanel. We hear from the Challenge Official podcast that Chanel got 1 vote, and that vote was from Tyler because she hasn't seen an elimination, and he told Tori that he wouldn't vote for her. And then the secret voting segment ends with Michelle really thinking hard about who to vote for. She has been playing the middle of the road this whole game with the Survivor players and with the Vets players, and now this is her time to stake her claim in the game. And we find out her vote when we go to the arena. So speaking of the arena, everybody gets on their challenge gear, heads down to meet up with TJ. TJ calls out Tyler and Cassidy to join him, and then we go over the vote. Tori gets only 3 votes. Chanel gets 1, and Chris gets 6. Chris gets the rest of them. Michelle voted for Chris, and instantly Desi can clock that Michelle didn't vote for us, putting a huge target on Michelle's back so late in the game. She has played a pretty decent game. She has been sloppy here and there, but this was a big stumble for Michelle, especially since when TJ pulls out a ball from the hopper and the name is Chris. It is a men's elimination day, meaning next week is good odds that it could be a women's elimination day, and Michelle is in desperate need of a win. But I'm getting too ahead of myself. Let's talk about this week's elimination called Barrel Tag. This elimination is basically the floor is lava using barrels with a tag element. One person will be it while the other person will be the runner, trying not to be tagged, trying to stay away from the person who is it for the longest period of time. And then when the person is tagged, or if they fall off the barrel, then they will switch sides and then they will do the same thing. The person who can evade from being tagged the longest will win this elimination, stay in the game while the other person is eliminated. It was all right. It wasn't good in my opinion. It's definitely not my favorite of the season. It's actually one of the quickest eliminations because there was not much to it. The most exciting thing that happened was in round 1 when Tyler was trying to tag Chris. Chris made his way over to barrel obstacles, and he just grabbed a barrel and like kind of chucked it at Tyler as if he was Donkey Kong and Tyler was Mario. That didn't work out very well. That strategy was not that good. And Tyler was able to tag Chris very quickly. In less than 2 minutes, we find out. Going into the second round, where Chris is it, he knows he's got to book it. He does just that. He kind of just grabs the barrel, is just chugging along. He's like a steam engine. There is no stopping him. And Tyler did his best trying to get away. But Chris was right there to get him. Both heats took less than 2 minutes. And come to find out, Chris wins this elimination by like 30 seconds. The quickest elimination, somewhat anticlimactic, not very thrilling to watch, but Chris was able to win yet another elimination. No matter how many times The men vote him in, nominate him, send him in. He's just taking them out one by one. It doesn't matter if they're from Big Brother, MTV, The Amazing Race. You put him in, he'll knock them out. And he's doing just that. Just won 4 eliminations on the season. That's incredible. Tyler was eliminated. Tyler said he came onto the season wanting to be more of his authentic self. On the Challenge Official podcast, he said he didn't want to play like he did on Big Brother, lying and doing all that manipulative stuff. He just wanted to come in, be his true authentic self, and it got him super deep into the game. But when it came down to it, he was just unable to get the job done in this particular elimination. But that is it for this week's episode of The Challenge USA Season 2. We have only 11 players left. And again, right at the end, TJ says that we are danger close to the finals and everybody should be doing whatever they can to get ready for the finals and to win. I don't know, that's kind of screaming that maybe next week will be the last elimination day for the women, and then everybody who is left will make it into the finals. I don't know, we're already going to be one episode over, at least one episode over than what the Challenge USA Season 1 did, because they only had 11 episodes, but granted that last week was a 2-hour episode. So it was like 2 episodes smushed together. But that is it for this week's episode. What'd you think about it? Let me know down in the comment section below. What'd you think about the Oil Wrestling Daily Challenge? What'd you think about Cory and Michaela's decisions? Do you think they made the right decisions? As well as, are you sad to see Tyler go? Are you happy that Chris was able to win yet another elimination? And who are you rooting for this late in the game? Do you think Michelle will be in pretty hot water heading into next week's episode because of the way she voted? Do you think she made the right decision voting for Chris, staying on the vet side, or do you think she should have voted alongside the Secret Garden Alliance? Let me know anything and everything down in the comment section below. I want to hear what you have to say. I also want to give a special shout out thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who is watching this video up to this point. I'll be back really soon with more Challenge USA 2 content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.